Hello, everyone. This is Emmanuel Lyson, your host today for Financial Breakthrough Academy with another edition of great teaching, helping us in the community to understand some basic financial concepts, to build our knowledge, our understanding, to help us in the areas that we need the most to break through financially. It is my trust that you had a great week and that all is well with you and your family. We want to go ahead and share some things this week and trust that our information will allow you to build a better financial future for yourself, your family, help protect your family, build a legacy, create wealth, impact your generation based on your personal goals and your personal desires. Again, we are here today with another edition of Financial Breakthrough Academy. I'm Emmanuel Eliason. Our disclosure here, just to let you know, the information presented does not constitute the rendering of personalized investment advice, but it's limited to dissemination of general information and education on various financial topics. A professional advisor should be consulted before implementing any of the ideas discussed. The whole point is to let us know that to be able to implement any of the concept that we share, it's always important to have help from a professional, a trusted professional, an attorney, somebody that is a professional in this industry to help you in the implementation of these ideas that we share here. Again, our purpose is to help you be educated, to help you to know certain things for yourself. So today we want to discuss what we call springtime financial checklist, 6 ways to getting your house in order. We are in a spring season, and as you know, just generally we tend to want to put our physical house in order, clean up our closets, put some things out, rearrange some things, clean up, just do some deep cleaning. It's kind of part of our ongoing life, generally speaking. The same applies to our area of finance, and it's important to have an idea how our financial situation looks like and some things that we could be doing to help us in putting our house in order financially. And that's the goal for today. Just a few things that we could all remind ourselves about, to go back and maybe check or double check, make sure it's in place for ourselves and our families. So we're just going to go through a few things, just a few financial checklists for the season. Now let's start off with our scripture for the day, taken from 1 Timothy 3:4. He says, he must manage his own family well and see that his children obey him, and he must do so in a manner worthy of full respect. And the writer was referring to who an elder may be and what kind of qualities an elder is, somebody who is desiring to be an elder. And managing our house includes managing our finances and managing our affairs in that order. And some of the ideas we'll be sharing today may help us in that process of managing our house and managing our family, so that we can be proud of the things that we do in that respect. So that was our scripture for the day. And we have a quote here attributed to an unknown person. It said, beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. Yes, some very little things that we may not be cognizant of or take particular notice may very easily interrupt what we may be planning to do, the things that we have perhaps put our hearts to take care of. So let's beware. That's just what the quote is reminding us about, and it directs and speaks also to the things that we should be taking care of in our finances. That said, before we delve into the information, if you like to get some more information or have some questions or just want to be able to have some follow-up discussion, just text your name to 720-575-1505 so somebody can reach out and enable you to be able to ask the question you have about the topic we're discussing today, or any other topic that we may be discussing that you are interested in, or we may have discussed in the past. Now, as we go about this, there are so many areas that we could be touching, so many aspects, and we just want to take one step at a time, allow you to be able to digest some information, go back and implement it in your life, in your family, and see some changes happen for you. Okay. Now, again, our topic here is just springtime financial checklist. It was inspired, this presentation inspired from our quarterly magazine, On Wealth magazine, that is put together for us in partnership with FMG Suite. That's where this content is derived from today. You may be able to obtain a copy of this. If you let us know, we can send you hard copy, or get to our website, Elyson Wealth Management, and we'll be able to have a downloadable version of it for your use. Now, there are so many things we could discuss, but we just kind of look at a few of them today. We want to look at organizing, or how to organize your tax documents, review budget and saving goals, cancel unneeded subscriptions, review credit report, check expiring dates, shred old documents. So these are kind of a few of the things we want to look at today as we go through the checklist. Let's look at it one after the other. Organized tax document. Of course, we are still in the tax season, just a few weeks away to the tax deadline for this year. And just in case you've not completed all, maybe you're starting to think about what to do for next season or for taxes. Here are a few things that could be a good thing to look at even just during this tax season. Organizing your tax documents will be one important thing that you could be doing for yourself to clean up, to put your house in order during this tax season. And what are some of the tax documents? They're pretty straightforward. Is that right? How do you organize them? Probably just start by compiling and organizing these tax document wherever they may be. Some of them might be digital because of changes in how these things are deployed. You could probably get some digitally, or you may want to look at a physical copy of them, whether they are W-2s or 1099s for all the income, maybe other type of interest you've earned, dividends, whatever that may be, that part of your earnings and deductions that you may want to compile. It's important to put them all together. A good time to organize those documents for yourself and your family. Now, if you happen to be in business, the other point is maybe look at some of your business expenses. It's very easy to overlook them, especially if you may not have put together a good business operating system or accounting system that allows you to track your business expenses on an ongoing basis. That could very easily have an impact on some of what your taxes filing may look like. So I think it's important to make sure you have some form of tax filings system and business expense system that allows you to track these things on an ongoing basis. But again, during this tax season, it'd be good to have them just readily available, putting them together for your tax person, tax preparer, or CPA to do your taxes for you. So these are business. If you are in business for yourself, or you have any small business, it would be a good idea to look into that. Now, another thing is to maybe check on some of your charitable deductions, receipts you may have. Again, depending on what kind of situation you may be in, but that could be good documentation to pull together. So for that, so I think just to reiterate that one item on this spring period that you could be looking into is to organize your tax documents. And have them well placed. If you've already filed, great. If you want to, start thinking about it for the next season, I think it's always a good idea. The last you want to is to be scrambling trying to figure out where all these documents are when you are in a rush trying to file your taxes. So something to keep in mind as we go forward here with this. Now the next item on our checklist is regards to reviewing budgets and saving goal. Now, having a budget is always a good thing. It allows us to kind of have a good idea of what our income and expenses looks like, and how to align our earnings, how to align our income, how to align our expenses. So the idea of being able to review those budgets and your savings goal during this period is, I think, it's a good thing to consider as one item on your checklist. You're talking about, hey, let's put some organization in our tax filing in terms of the documents we need. Our second item here is, why don't we perhaps review the budget and saving goals that we have for either yourself as an individual or your business. So that's the second thing that we have on our checklist today regarding putting our house in order, looking at our springtime financial checklist for the season. So let's talk about it briefly here. The budget and saving goal. Now, of course, we are 3 months into the year, so it's kind of a good time to review what the yearly budget is, how it's tracking in terms of, you projected to perhaps earn and spend so much. How does it tally with what you have put in place as your goal? Is that right? So a good time to kind of go back and take a look at it and make sure you are on track. A budget never ever kind of goes exactly the way you want it. It's always a little adjustment here and there, but the goal is to keep it on track. Okay, so still under that, identifying new goals and maybe realign old ones would be a very good thing to consider. At a time like this, if you're trying to align your budget and have some things in place, being able to look at what your budget is now, and maybe there are new goals you want to add to what you perhaps thought of, or align or realigning an old goal that you had in place. It's all going to be a good thing to have even around this time. Just quick check to that will help you in that. One question is, are you meeting your 3 to 6 months saving goal? Sometimes some people do 9 to 12, but 3 to 6 is a good starting point in terms of putting up those emergency fund some way somehow, where you have money being saved up for just in case money, just in case something happens, just in case you have a refrigerator go out, or your transmission or vehicle's transmission goes out, or the engine goes out, something that may require a little bit of financial resources unexpectedly happens. So just taking a look at your 3 to 6 month savings goal around this time will be something to look into. We are 3 months in, so you can look at, hey, how am I tracking with my savings goal for myself or for my business. Another item here, still with budget and saving goal, is just thinking about, have you considered things that may be upcoming, vacations or some other things you may not have really thought about it, but now, hey, it's coming closer. Very soon we're thinking about summer times. You're getting into the holiday or summer season, where taking vacations or whatever else that may be on your agenda. It's probably a good time to look into making sure that those goals, you have the necessary budget and savings that will help you achieve those personal or family goals for yourself. Okay, so again, talking about some budget and savings goals, we are saying, look, take a peek at your yearly budget. Identify some new goals or realign old ones. Good time to check in and see your 3 to 6 month savings objective or goals. Aligning to what you want it to be, and just ask yourself, are there any vacation plans or something that you have not maybe put in place yet? Okay, so that's the second thing about taking a look at some of your savings and budgeting goals for the period. The next item on a checklist is cancel unneeded subscriptions. I don't know about you, but we all fall into that trap of sign up for something that we thought, hey, that was great to have, whatever that may be. At a point in time, maybe something was useful for you, for yourself, your family, or for your business. You signed up for it. Perhaps there was a free trial for it, 7-day free trial, 14-day free trial, 30-day free trial, whatever that may be, and you wanted to check it out to see if it would be useful for you. But after your trial or a few months of using, or maybe a year or two, it may not be serving the same purpose that you thought it would, or it may have lost its relevance in your overall financial plan. So in this case, I think during the season, if you can take a look at some of the unneeded subscriptions and perhaps cancel them, it might free up some cash for some other needs or savings needs or investment needs or some other specific needs you may have in your family or your business. So that's what the next item on our checklist is addressing: cancel unneeded subscriptions. And what maybe some of these, let's evaluate just your subscriptions you have at the moment. Take a look at them. What is it exactly that you have subscribed to, whether it's digital or it's print. There may be some streaming services or security tools or delivery services, periodicals, magazines, all these things that we get bombarded with, all of us. And we may, again, at some point, we may think this is good, I like it, it will be useful for myself, for my business, for my health. Hey, maybe, you started a year, you sign up for a gym membership, and here you are, you may not have even be using it. You had a great goal to get in shape this year, go to the gym. You've not used it. Is it time to review your contract? Is there any way out? Or do you want to recommit to actually make use of that payment that is coming out of your paycheck every month by actually going to the gym as you pay for? Is that right? So anyway, it's a time to look at it. Someone that are not needed, just cancel them. Is that right? Again, there could be print subscription, there could be digital subscription. A lot of things are digital these days, but there's still some print. Is that right? So looking at those things and making sure that you are actually making use of it, or if not, just cancel it. Is that right? Very often, phone, maybe services that, if you have a cell phone these days, you may use it for everything. Hardly anybody has home phone. Is that right? But sometimes we see people have multiple phones for multiple reasons. If it's of value to what you're doing, it meets your goal, it aligns with your objective, then great. But if not, it may be time to consider, is it time to maybe cancel that particular service? So that's basically what we are discussing here. Cable services. We have this, cable services, or whatever it may be coming from, but if we hardly use it, sit down to watch any of our favorite movies or whatever else we like to spend some of our entertainment time with, perhaps it's time to consider that, because a $50 or $20 or $40 savings could go towards, paying down a credit card you may have, or, help you boost your emergency fund plan, or whatever else that you may be considering putting money into. Maybe there's an internet service that you can renegotiate with your provider to get you a better service at a better rate. If you have been maybe a very loyal client, maybe time to go to your provider and ask for a better deal, better service at a better rate. So anyway, whatever those subscriptions that may not be needed, is it time to consider those services and canceling or terminating those services? Now, you have to know that we may be dealing with some emotional attachment to these things, rather than look at the actual relevance of them. Are they really serving our purpose? Is it actually helping you attain or achieve a goal? Or you're just hooked to it, or just addicted to it, or just, kind of feel like you gotta have it? If you're not using it, then you can save some money there by just ending the subscription, canceling the subscription, and reallocating the resource wherever else you feel it might serve you the most. So anyway, that was the point on canceling unneeded subscriptions that you may have during this springtime financial checklist and cleanup, finding a way to put some order, getting your house in order. Just take a look at that and see what may be of value, and realign it. Okay, now let's look at our next item on our list is review credit report. I think this is a very big one when it comes to looking at the springtime financial checklist. Credit review. Do a review of your credit report. Now, of course, we do a whole teaching on credit and credit building and repair, but over here we're just touching on a few things. Is that right? Take a review of your credit report for any suspicious activities. A lot of times you may find these days we have a lot of alerts that come just instantaneously on your app that can alert you of something's going on with digital transactions and things like that. So around this time may be a good time to kind of review your credit report to make sure that there are no suspicious activities going on in your finances. Is that right? And by the way, next point there, we are all entitled to one free report per major credit bureau reporting agency per year. So if you take every quarter, every 4 months, if you go out there and request one report from one of the major credit bureaus, by the end of the year you would have had 3 reports from each of them. So you do every 4 months, you request one from one of them, and by the end of the year you have 3 from all the 3 major credit reporting bureaus. So but even though it does not include your credit score, it does give you your credit report. That free credit report allows you to at least have an idea what's in there, because whatever is in there may be impacting your credit score. Now, some banks are offering credit scores these days as complement to their clients. You may want to check out what bank you use. A lot of the banks are, and some major credit card companies are offering them. So, but to be able to access your report, if you don't have access to that, you can use the strategy of accessing one report from one of the major credit reporting bureaus every quarter. Okay, and the 3 major ones are Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Okay, and you can access that very easily on www.annualcreditreport.com. annualcreditreport.com. I think that is really something that can be very, very helpful, especially if you are in the market to try to get a major purchase, whether it's a car, buying a house very soon, house buying season coming very soon, and during this time people are always buying. So if you are in the market to buy a major asset of this kind, a major purchase, I think it's a good idea to take a look at these things on your report to make sure that it's not having a negative impact on your score, which may in turn impact your rate of lending rate and all that, and therefore impact your finance. So that's for reviewing your credit as one of the other important element or on our checklist for this season. We are discussing uh, how can we go about making sure that our family is well positioned, well prepared to enjoy the financial breakthrough that we want. And spring season is a good time to just clean up your house physically, but also financially. Being able to put things together, rearrange, redecorate, and just have a homey environment for your family. And I think we can do the same when it comes to our finances, trying to put some things in order for ourselves and our families. And that's what our topic of conversation is today. With that said, let's look at one more: checking expiry dates. There are many things that we may have that may have expiring date. Some kind of either loyalty programs or something that we have started over the years or in the course of the year or something like that. Well, there may be some expiry dates for these things, and if you can go in there and check, hey, do I have anything that may be coming due, that may be expiring, that I may have to take advantage of the loyalty points or credit that I have? Because at the end of the day, if you don't use it, you would lose it. Expiry dates, if they are something you have to make use of during a period of time, and you don't, then you may lose it. So check use of or lose benefits, loyalty points, and all that. Some of them may be coming from credit card points or frequent flyer, miles. If you are somebody that travels quite a bit, you can do that. Setting and resetting reminder for the next expiry date, and just I call something decumulate what you have accumulated in points. So the idea here is that if you have these loyalty programs that we sign up for, or maybe it's part of another program that we are paying already, or we are using a service and either loyalty service with a hotel or some kind of other programs, well, you may want to check if you have that option to get a free night. Maybe it's time to go with your wife on a date or something like that. Who knows? Or maybe take a family, whatever, or take a break from work, or if you're a minister or something, you want to just go and relax and seek the Lord's face, Christian, whatever that may mean to you. If you have the opportunity to access your loyalty point or the benefit that comes with a program you're involved in, well, if it's expiring, I think it just makes sense that we make use of the benefit while time is still available for us. So that's what that expiry date is all about. The last element is just shred old documents. That's pretty straightforward. If you have some old documents that may be cluttering your place, your either digitally or physically, it may be time to declutter your physical and digital financial documents and space, so that you have a clean slate for the next season coming up soon. Shredding old bills and financial documents to prevent possible identity theft. You know that all of us are exposed to a lot of these things. Identity theft is pretty common these days, and a lot of times is when these folks have access to these documents that they can maybe do some harm. So consider maybe resetting and changing passwords, recycling old laptops, desktop, and other devices. Let's just basically declutter our space, both not just physically but also digitally, to help us maintain that level of cleanliness in our financial environment, just like we are doing also in our physical environment. Well, with that said, these are some of the things. If you want us to help with anything, just go ahead and text for any complimentary discovery call 720-575-1505. So today we just went over a few important things that will help us to springtime. Just checklist 6 ways getting your house in order. We discussed the importance of getting our house in order financially, organizing our tax document, reviewing budgets and maybe our savings goals, cancel unnecessary or needed subscriptions, review credit reports, check expiry dates, and shred all documents. So we kind of went through a few of these to help us navigate and prepare for spring season. I hope this information has been helpful to you. Got a few ideas of reminders that you can go back and just implement for yourself. Again, if you need any help with anything specific with investments in financial planning, helping you get on track or your business go to the next level in terms of a financial planning process involved, just reach out and we'll be able to provide you a complimentary discovery call to see if we can be of help to you in any way. This has been Emmanuel Ice and your host for Financial Breakthrough Academy, saying goodbye for another edition. Look forward to talking to you again very soon. Have a blessed rest of your day.